I'm ready. Welcome to the Stogie Geek Show, episode 104. This episode is sponsored by Mr. J's Havana Smoke Shop. They have an outstanding selection of premium handmade cigars. And by the Havana Cigar Club, a great place to enjoy a drink and a cigar. Stogie Geeks listeners can find a $5 off coupon on our website by clicking the HCC logo. And by Debonair Cigars, StogieGeeks.com/Debonair for a list of retailers who carry Debonair. Buy some today and get a little more Debonair. And by Ocean State Cigars. Try the J. Grotto Series cigar, including the Connecticut Shade Silk and limited edition J. Grotto Reserva lines. Visit them on the web at oceanstatecigars.com. Welcome, everyone, to this edition of the Stogie Geek Show. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian, joined by none other than Stogie Santa.
Good evening, everybody. Good to be back.
And on the lines via telephone is Mr. Will Cooper.
Wait a minute. Plus, he's on vacation.
He's on vacation on the phone.
God bless him.
From an undisclosed location. Welcome, Will, to the show.
Hey, greetings, everybody. Greetings.
So on your vacation, you decide to relax. You're going to do the Stogie Geek Show.
That is the relaxation part of it.
Is.
You know, it's,
God bless.
This is fun. You guys had to do all the heavy lifting with the show this week, getting ready. So thank you guys.
Not a problem, my friend. Will, what are you smoking? What do you smoke on vacation? I mean, is it different smoking rotation when you're on vacation? Like, what are you smoking now?
I'm smoking a La Polina Mr. Sam, which is my fourth. This is my fourth cigar of the day right now.
Nice. You're doing it right.
So, and where I am is very smoke friendly. They've been very accommodating for people who like cigars.
Oh, great.
Will is vacationing in Cuba. I don't know if you knew this, but no, I'm just kidding.
I'm about probably 200 miles north of Cuba.
There you go.
Where I am. Yeah. So
Very
that's
cool.
part of my
Cool. And what a coincidence that Will would vacation somewhere that's smoke friendly.
Oh, that's like, you know.
I gotta cough this one up to my wife. She did some research and
Nice.
found a place. So I got to give her a lot of credit on that.
She's a keeper.
He's a keeper. So you're smoking the Mr.
Yeah.
Sam. What do you think of the Mr. Sam?
Really like it. It's a nice. This is the short Robusto I'm smoking.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 2014 release that went regular production.
Yeah.
Just an excellent cigar, very classic cigar. It's got a lot of that natural tobacco. Good. Not too much pepper, but not too little pepper either. Just very enjoyable cigar. I really. This is the kind of cigar I can have any time of the day.
Yep.
Excuse me. Stogie Santa.
I'm doing an unbanded.
I brought back the unbanded, Will.
Oh, you found it.
No, I did another unbanded. I didn't find the unbanded.
Okay.
Sorry, but I did unband something for Stogie Santa.
Oh
And
boy.
he's smoking it now. What do you think so far?
It's got to be Nika. He got some nice pepper off here.
Some pepper to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepper.
Pepper.
We got some pepper.
This is going to
No,
be an interesting
I
show.
know it is. It truly is.
Did you smell the foot of the cigar before you smoked it?
No, I didn't. I got the dry drawer.
What would you get? Did you get anything off the dry drawer, the wrapper?
Not a whole. I just got the spice that came off it when I got the first third. This reminds me of my father Lancero, the first third.
Interesting. Okay.
That's what it reminds me of right now, but it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
It's a Lancero.
It's a Lancero. No, when I sniffed the foot of that particular cigar, I got some floral notes off the foot, but I didn't get any of that when I smoked it. Which is
I
kind of
haven't got
interesting.
any.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
And I know you're not big on the floral notes either.
Oh,
so
I don't mind it as long as it's
kind of subdued.
yeah,
Yeah.
subdued, right.
Excellent. I'm working on my Illusion Epernay. This is like kind of like a large Toro size. You remember what size that is, Stogie Santa?
That looks like the Lafreme.
Yes, it is a Lafreme.
Yep. if I'm saying that correctly.
You know, I think these are
Frem,
good. I don't think they're
not one of the stronger ones.
It's nothing to write.
What I mean, blend wise.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, it's not nothing to write home about.
No,
it's kind of like a nice one you could have on the golf course.
I like a
knocking on the yard.
a lot better.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a. You know, I wouldn't call it a try one. Certainly, I think this is definitely in the fiver category, but something that you can smoke while you're on the boat fishing or golfing in the yard kind of thing. It's not a yard guide. I don't want to give it that connotation, right? But this is something I would light up on the outside of my deck when I was grilling or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a good cigar for that.
Yep, absolutely.
Now Mark Jr. came by.
Yes.
And gave. I'm going to smoke this next.
Yes, me too.
This is the La Aurora 100 Años.
100 assholes.
Oh. 100. No, not Años. Años. 100 Años.
I had a guy come in the shop and said that. It's just
100 assholes.
That's it. Told him.
That's not a good name for a cigar.
That night I called it 101. The one behind the cigar counted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the reason Mark Jr. Presented these is he likes to have a cigar to commemorate his children. And Mark Jr. just had a child. Well, his wife had their child.
Baby boy.
Child. Excuse me. Baby boy today.
Mm-hmm. God bless. Salud.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely.
And for our live stream
Cheers
viewers,
that I'm not going to have anymore.
For our live stream viewers, Mark Jr. made a brief appearance here. He handed out cigars. He ate like
still
five.
had his hospital band
He still
on.
had his hospital band on. Ate like 5 pieces of pizza and then left.
And the amazing part, he told his wife during delivery he was tired. He had to take a break.
He had to take a nap.
He had to take a nap.
It's exhausting having a child. Exhausting.
I'm tired, honey. I got to take a nap.
I took naps when both my children were born, and to this day, I get shit about it. It was worth it, though, because I was tired.
I tell you what, she'll never forget that. Oh, boy, he's going to be choking that thing for a while.
Oh yeah. Stogie Santa.
Yes.
You were still just getting off an airplane, on an airplane last week when we did the show.
Yes.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on IPCPR. Now, what Will said was that you were well behaved, and we don't believe that for a second. We still don't believe that.
I was good. One day I was not well behaved, but that for me it is what. But the other times
For you, it was well behaved.
It's just when there's a lot of people, I don't do very well. So I kind of like, go off into another by myself.
Oh,
so.
wait a minute! I forgot about. Yeah, well, you were behaved. It was just we lost our smoking area. It just got overrun with people.
Is
was that bar area? At
the Circle Bar.
Yeah.
The Circle Bar was too crowded.
It's just the whole thing is there's a whole bunch of different people that love to be together, and I don't. So it's kind of. So I get back to your original question. I can answer this on 2 different levels. As you're going in there as a person who owns a shop, or I'm sure it's a fun time seeing the new brands and seeing what's coming on the market and what you may or may not want to bring into the shop. And it takes a good probably 2 days to really see probably the major players in the market. And the last, as Coop would understand this, and is the 3rd and 4th days are for the the small boutique companies. And it's a lot of fun to see all the new brands and what's coming out, and that's fun. On the retailer side, I find that we have to do something to keep this interested retailers, because I've only been this my 5th or 6th one, so I'm a rookie. I found the foot traffic way down. I think the majority of the problem is it's the time of the year. I think July is a really difficult month for a lot of retailers to get away from the business. I don't know if you agree with that, Coop, or not.
I totally agree with that.
There could be a lot of. I think that's the primary situation, and I know the board has their hands full because they have they get together in April and they have with the TA they have a lot of different other events in April and they don't want to go back to back. That is in a secondary scenario. I just wished the manufacturers could really see eye to eye on a lot of different things. I like to see coming to the show for the retailer, not just to visit Vegas to gamble, or I mean, that's some of the
There's gambling in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. And there's other things to do, but to get things released just for the show to go there, to make it worth it, not the primary reason, but one of the reasons. And I've seen other manufacturers where the cigars are already released that during the show. It takes a little bit away from it. It's not a major distraction, but we have to, to find venues. It's going to get more difficult. It truly is. I think because with smoking and trying to find an area that house that many people or that many manufacturers is difficult. But get back to where July. I think July. I really think that's a really difficult time of the year to have this show, and I don't think there's ever going to be a change in that date. It's been that for how long? But all in all,
why do they have it in the summer? Is it because they get reduced rates in different places?
I don't know. I'm sure, like I said before, they don't want to piggyback the events that they already have. You know what I mean? April, they're busy. What's the one the TA does? Is it?
Yeah, they're busier in the other times of year. Because I feel like
Pro Cigars in
Pro Cigars down right.
But you make a great point, Mark. A lot of these retailers, and you're in the Northeast. The summer is there. A lot of people they're out there patios with their shops and stuff. This is a big time for them. Beach traffic for cigars. I didn't until you said that. I didn't realize that. But
is it because they get a reduced rate? Because I know as many listeners know, I'm involved in computer security and hacking and cigars. And the big computer security and hacking show, both shows are in Vegas like next week. Why is that? Why do we have to go to Vegas in the summer to have these shows? Is it because in Vegas that's when they're least booked because it's so hot out there and that's when we get the best rate? Or that's when they want to accommodate people like cigar smokers who are stinking up the place and hackers who are breaking into their ATM machines in the hotel networks?
Like Coop was saying, I think I'll speak for the cigar end, is that there's so many other, you got Pro Cigar, you got TA, you got different things that are going on, and they don't want to piggyback them. And, and excuse me, being on the board, not knowing the inner circles of what's going on, they have their hands full. I'm sure they do. And you're not going to appease everybody. Like they're saying, okay, New Orleans, now what happens, you don't see the West Coast come down as much, because I don't think that not that they don't want to come down to the East Coast. I don't think that's the point at all. It's just the time of the year. July, even though the West Coast has good weather all year round, the tourism that comes out to the West Coast is going to be big during July months too. The San Diego areas, wherever, and I think we have to do something to jumpstart to make things. I tell you, like I didn't see. Again, I'm a novice. I'm a rookie. It's only been 5 or 6 years I've been going to these shows, and hopefully we can. I'm sure that we'll correct it somehow, some way. I just like to see something, a change in the venue, if it's possible. I know it's easy for me to say this when they have so many different dates they got to juggle around. But saying that, I guess there's two ends to every spectrum. I mean, you're coming in and see these different cigars. There's so many different manufacturers coming out and different smokes and so forth and so on. And the booths just get more elaborate. It's incredible. It truly is.
So there were more elaborate booths than last year,
you had I don't know, Coop, what was the Drew Estates? That's supposed to represent the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever it's supposed to.
It's the Manhattan Bridge.
The Manhattan, whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's the Manhattan Bridge, and you had to see this thing, Paul. It was literally, like I said, they replicated being under that bridge, and then there was an area where you can go upstairs, like on the bridge itself.
It just absolutely incredible. A lot of thought process, a lot of planning that goes involved with that. And when I see that we got such minds that can do something like that, I wish we could also come up with a better game plan when we can hold this particular show. If that would ever come in April or something like that, I think the show would be incredible. I think the attendance would be tenfold. But again, I'm sure whoever gets bumped out won't be that happy. So that being said, it was a good time as usual. I had a great night with Coop. We went to the Miami dinner. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I didn't get to smoke everything I wanted to smoke, but wearing two hats at the show was difficult, but we met a lot of followers of the Stogie Geeks. That's for sure. I was really taken back by that. You know,
I heard you
Coop?
were a celebrity.
No,
I was blown away.
No.
A rock star.
No, I'm no rock star.
Very humbling. No, it was very humbling. Thank you.
I want to say that to all listeners. Really, you made me feel special. For the people that come out to seek Will out and myself out, it was really. It makes me feel good. It makes me want to be part of what we're doing. Anything we can do to educate you or educate us to be more aware of what's going on with the cigars, more than just smoking and them, knowing the fight that we got to fight ahead of us. But that being said, that's my, kind of a close scenario. But I guess there was a lot of problems with the Wi-Fi the last couple of days. I heard a lot of people are upset with that. So
I had issues. I had actually, because I tried to do content during the day from the show floor, and lucky I was staying in the hotel because I had to go back upstairs.
Right, a lot of people upset with that.
Show. Yeah, so,
it's amazing.
That was a big deterrent.
I tell you something. I think I got to do next year. We'll do a time lapse photography. I think one of the things, this small mind of mine, I'm just amazed. What we got to do is take a picture of the floor, what it looks like before. I'm saying the floor, the show floor at Vegas, how it looks before anything comes in, a time-lapse photography, how it gets built, and what they do, the time and effort. Isn't it incredible, Coop? It's like a tent city. It really is. It's incredible what they do.
That's the best way to describe it.
It's really a lot of hard-working people out there. It's nonstop. But one thing
it's kind of a good analogy. Yeah, you're walking around this city from like store to shop almost.
It is. And I told I saw one lady who was emptying ashtrays, and so she was wearing a mask, and of course I had to ask her, why are you wearing the mask? She says, "There's smoke." I said, you should wear the mask outside because I think there's more harmful things outside than there is inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it truly is. So I got the look of all hell, but after that she never emptied my trash again, but it's okay.
Did anyone ask you for a massage, Stogie Santa, while you were walking the show floor?
Oh, I had everything asked of me, but not that one.
I heard Skip Martin wanted to give you a massage.
That was the problem. The non-cigar manufacturers.
That's a
great
point. They were
kind of getting a little pushy in the aisles, like trying to chase you down, wanting to try product.
Oh, I just love the one, Tony Atlas, the wrestler.
Yeah.
It was next door. I felt like I was in. It was a lot of fun. He drew a lot of people. He seems like a funny man. He really is. But that's a great point, Coop. The non-cigar scenario that has me a little befuddled. I think that down the line, I hope FDA doesn't use that against us, having I'll say it, the hookah pipes and the hookah thing and whatever, and this is going to be a big part of what they're going to try to eliminate, and having that in our portfolio, I hope it doesn't come back to haunt us. I really do. I'm concerned about that. I really am. So that being said, it was a fun time. It was a good time. New Orleans is next year, and we'll see what happens.
New Orleans is a fun time, too.
Yeah,
I noticed they pick fun cities for these things.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
now, they told me, the IPCPR told me, because I was concerned about New Orleans, because I didn't find it smoke-friendly in 2010.
Great point. It was almost as bad as Orlando.
Here's what they told me. They said that they've been working with the city to get certain exemptions in certain places, and that was part of the negotiating thing with New Orleans. They didn't get specific, but we're supposedly going to see some things in New Orleans that are going to make it more smoke-friendly, better, and I was told better than Orlando. So
that's really good.
We'll see.
So what about cigars, Stogie Santa, at IPCPR? Did you smoke anything that really? We asked Will the same question, but I want to ask.
I'll tell you what, the one that the first.
Other than the 800 Mode 5s that you smoked.
Oh yes, I did. I smoked about probably 10 of them.
Nice.
Skip was just so accommodating. Mike Rosales, Skip's wife. That booth was insane. When I mean traffic-wise. And I tip my cap to the man. You know something? He deserves. I tell you what, I tip my cap to him, and God bless him. He's a hardworking man. Everyone's pulling at him in every direction. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I think by that I probably would have walked away. But he made me feel very special, and it was just a pleasure to meet him. See I've seen him before, but Mike Rosales, it was again the whole Romacraft crew, a hard-working crew. He's got a good crew, and I wish nothing but success for him. But besides the Mo 5, the Coop helped me out. ECCJ. The new illusion, well, not the new.
Oh, the new illusion. Yeah, so the ECCJ is coming back, which is the precursor to the Epernay.
Epernay, right?
That was done for. Yep.
Wow.
So they're bringing it back in a different size, though.
Right.
Slightly bigger, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It was almost like a, I wouldn't say double Corona. I don't know what it seemed to be like 6.5, 7 inches long, almost like a Churchill size. That thing was incredibly good for me. I really, really. That was one of my favorite smokes that I enjoyed. I mean, Dion, what he does is incredible. That really, I was having kind of an off start of the day with some couple of things, and I smoked that, and guess what? After that, I didn't give a shit what happened. I really didn't. It just made it right. It was one of my standouts for me. Not the standout, but one of them. How about you, Coop?
Yeah, I didn't smoke my ECCJ yet, but I'll tell you the one, and I talked a little about it last week, was the Aging Room M20 Fortissimo, which is the Maduro box press version of last year's Fortissimo. That was a really, really good cigar, and I think it was a good year for Maduro. And I'm going to go back, I know, and Phil's a sponsor, and I know, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh.
Phil's Maduro is off the charts, and we're talking about Debonair's Maduro.
I know, and I'm going to come across as a shill the same way. We'll leave that. We'll talk about that later. Another one that really, I'm going to call the value cigar of the show for me, and I hope I remember. What's the new AJ Fernandez one they put out?
The New World.
New World. Excuse me. I smoked that first thing in the morning about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on a nice fresh palate. It's not the best cigar for the morning for everybody, but I'll tell you what, they got it down. What's that, like a 7.50 for the cigar? And I forgot that.
I believe they're going to start at 6.
Yeah, something, whatever it is. And I'll tell you what, the AJ does some nice things. I'm not a big that type of cigar in the morning. That was so flavorful, so good. I think that cigar has humongous upside. I tell you what, I brought that in. I brought the whole line in. I was impressed by it. That is a home run. And I'll tell you what, at that price, I personally, I didn't find anything in the show that matched that at that price range. That's how I felt.
I agree. And I talked to Robbie, the new national sales manager for AJ Fernandez, and he was telling me that they were going to bring back El Mayembe for another version, and they opted to put it on hold because that's a more pricey cigar, because they wanted to really focus on this New World, which is a value price cigar. And I give them a lot of credit for that.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
No, Will, you rated the El Mayembe very highly on your blog.
Yeah, and I have turned around on the El Mayembe quite a bit. I still would smoke the Pinolero Maduro over the El Mayembe.
Something.
I think I had El Mayembe as a box split.
I'll agree with that. You told me to do that, and I'll tell you, I agree. I agree a whole bunch. And the other one, I'll tell you what, is the Bull. I love the Bull and the Torpedo.
Yeah, Bull. I do too.
The Bull was really good in the Torpedo. You told me to do that.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, and again, we're looking. When I quote prices, and I hate to keep being redundant, I'm using our local taxes, so I don't want to offend anybody. We're looking at $9.50 for or $9.25 for the Bull, and I'll tell you something, it's worth every inch.
Now, where did you guys? Stogie Santa and Will, a lot of times you're on the same page when it comes to a cigar. Were there cigars that you guys smoked that you were kind of not on the same page about?
I don't think not at the show. No,
not at the show.
Not at the show. Okay.
Nope. Not at all. Not that's usually like I would say 80 to 85% of the time we're on the same page with what we do, and not at the show. And I'll tell you another one was what was the at the Miami, the first one we smoked at the Miami show.
Oh, the 25th Dominican.
Oh, I
love that cigar.
That I'm telling you, that was awesome. That was an awesome representation of a Dominican blend. It really, truly was.
Which one is this
Way
now?
the Nicaraguan, I thought.
Yeah, the Nicaraguan. I always tend to lean towards that tobacco, majority of the times, of all the times. But this particular Dominican, I thought was much more balanced, had more flavor. For me.
I heard mixed thoughts. Paul, I think you smoked it. I wasn't sure.
Which one is this now? I'm sorry.
You really loved it.
Which one is this?
The Miami 25th. It's the ones that come in the coffin.
Yes. I don't remember.
The Dominican and Nicaraguan.
Which one did you guys like?
The Dominican.
I think I might have smoked the. I don't remember which one I smoked.
But we were probably 8 or 9 cigars into the day by the time we had it. I mean, we were.
Yeah.
This was the evening when we had it.
Yeah, we yep. Go ahead.
That was just a fantastic cigar.
Wasn't it? And we're both sitting there like saying, "Wow, are you doing?" And we both not exactly comparing notes. I said, "You, what do you think about this?" And
it was the Dominican that you liked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was really, really extremely good. It was medium at best, with on strength wise, but the flavor was full flavor. It just it was right in my wheelhouse.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really surprised on that.
Mm-hmm. It really was.
Anything else on the show that you guys wanted to cover?
Not really. Just I just wish.
Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff last week. We were just talking about some of the releases that came out. And this was kind of like my thoughts. I felt there was a lot of good quality that came out, but there was nothing revolutionary per se that came out.
No, nothing come out.
Skip Neanderthal, we'll see what he's doing with that blend.
I had that.
Did you smoke it? I haven't smoked it yet.
I smoked it, and it's a perfect name. It's a rough cigar. It's not the prettiest looking cigar.
The Neanderthal?
Yeah.
You said you really like that.
Yeah, I enjoy it. That's what I love about Skip. And it's funny. I'm already out of everything at the store. I'm out, whatever. That every one of his Vitolas, more than not than most manufacturers, everything's different.
Yeah.
Even like the Accutane Mode 5, I go, I know I'm a shill, whatever.
No, I love that, dude. I
think it's
totally
incredible.
get you there.
But yet I was talking to Skip the anthropology, but I like the Cro-Magnon better than that.
Yeah.
Isn't it bizarre? And I don't say anything. What I just told people about the blends, and they come back, and the feedback I get is the same thing I feel. There's nothing the same, and that's what I love about his DNAs of his cigars. There's some manufacturers, if you have, it seems in their realm of all the Vitolas or the different blends.
Yeah, there's not much deviation.
Exactly. With his, it's always a new experience, and I really enjoy his smokes.
He can hit on a lot of different people's palates by doing that too.
Yeah,
it's a pretty unique skill.
It's not a rough looking. When I'm saying it's not the prettiest of cigar on the wrapper by any means, but I tell you, the nicotine on that cigar. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the cigar. It's not going to be for someone that likes a medium body cigar, but I tell you, the flavor, it's not just strength and nicotine. The flavor on that cigar is awesome. Again, I brought. There's nothing I won't bring in that Skip has. That's how I feel. He's just he's amazing. He truly is. What I love is manufacturers that have the passion. And to give me 10 minutes of his time when this man pulling at every angle, it's amazing. He truly, like Zengi and Davidoff, and if I'm leaving someone else, Pete, and Casey, everybody that's out there, if I lost the name, bear with me. That passion and the love of cigars, it makes it really, you can taste the difference. You truly can.
Pete's another one that does that really well. A lot of his cigars that he blends, they all have their own unique. A lot of them have that kind of Pete Johnson style to them, but he's one that's kind of deviated from a lot of that, and really come up with some unique cigars.
Yep, and I'll tell you, it's just Coop said it best. You know something? Sometimes, I'll tell you what. Other show, I found a lot of great values, a lot of good solid sticks. I'd rather have that than have just one or two that stands out. I think that's what we did at the show, and I think people will be happy what's coming out. I really truly do. A lot of work out there.
There wasn't a lot I wanted to put down. There wasn't a lot of cigars that I said I wanted to put. There were a couple, but I mean, not usually there's about 10 or 12. I get Dog Rockets, the lawn mulch type cigars at the show.
I didn't have a one. I didn't have one.
Really good.
Yep. And I'll tell you something.
Oh, that's good. That's something we didn't get. That's a good observation on the show.
Yeah,
and something I haven't heard in other places.
Yeah, and what I also really, the manufacturers, their hands are tied behind the backs. They really are. As much as everybody, I'll play the consumer. Comes into the store. What's new? What's new? What's new? And then they'll say, "Oh, why are they always putting out so many new brands?"
Yeah, they complain.
A catch-22. Why don't they build on this brand? But yet you say that you want these people to put out all this different brands, and it's really hard. I don't know how they keep up. I really don't. There's sleepless nights.
Yeah.
It's got to be a lot of sleepless nights.
Fuente didn't have anything this year except for really the Casacubas this year.
I know, but that's not a bad thing either. You know what I'm saying?
No, it isn't.
It truly isn't.
For 3 years too.
Yeah.
Till this year, yeah.
Oh, did you see that? I saw the 50th. And I was talking to Rudy. I'm just saying, why don't you turn your back so I can just, somehow stuff that whole humidor down my pants? You think anyone noticed? What a beautiful! I tell you.
We misspoke on the last show about how much those cigars would actually be. I think.
Well, I think what you got to understand.
If humidor.
You buy the whole thing,
humidor with 100
and everything,
cigars?
it's going to cost you about $100 a cigar.
Yeah.
But if you try to, when you're buying singles, it's going to be different.
It's going to be about $50 a cigar.
But 45 to 50 or more, depending on your taxes.
I gotcha.
Yep.
So yeah, because that's a point that I said it came out to about $100.
Oh yeah, it will be. It will be with
the humidor.
With the humidor.
I gotcha.
Yeah, with the humidor.
Now, the retailers don't have to sell it with the humidor, right? They can sell the cigars.
No, they think. Oh no, it's just like the what's the one we loved before? Coop helped me up. I got a CRS. The Millennium. The same thing.
Oh, is that the same deal?
Yeah. We had someone that bought the whole box one time, and then we just the other 2 or 3 we had, we sold singles.
I gotcha.
And not everyone's coming in. It's just like the charity set where you can't break it up.
Right.
This one it gives you a
so
little bit. So
Fuente says you can't break up the charity set.
Not that you can't, but why?
But why would you?
Yeah, it's just because what's going to happen. It's not cherry picking, but you know what everybody's going after. So we sold 3
so
of
you're
going to
end up with sitting on stuff. I got you. Because they're all different in that box, whereas the Padrones are all the same.
Yep, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, we're going to go back at the end of the show. I got a funny feeling. I just know in my mind that me and Cooper will come up with what I thought was I'm going to be the best cigar that he happened to smoke at the show, and Coop got more of a handle on it, so his opinion's going to be deeper than mine because I probably only smoked maybe 50% of the cigars that were available, maybe 60%. And I just at the end of the our segment, Coop, I want to touch upon that.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Yep.
And by the way, Coop, if the gentleman that was listening, the 5-pack of J. Grotto Silks, I sent out Monday or Tuesday. I'm sorry for
Are those available now?
Yes. They're doing very well, the Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah, I was one I mentioned to Paul with the Connecticut Lancero. I was really, really skeptical with it.
Really?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Because the Vitola size. Usually with a Connecticut, you see the majority, I'll say Northeast in our store, primarily it's the golf course cigar, the Connecticut's. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so
Lancero's not a golf course size.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's off to a flying start. So that's how much I know. But anyway, I get back to the point. I think his
anniversary is great too.
The Steve Nicks or something Nicks? I'm sorry.
Fry.
Yeah, Nick Fry.
Stevie Nicks?
That bag of shit. Anyway, Nick Fry was your cigars will be coming to you, and there's nothing I could do. We had a delay on them, so sorry about that, but they should be coming. And know what I forgot to do? I was so pissed off. Adam, he got the Seguitas, and I had a box of it was a box of Opus X, and it had the Fuentes in there. Inside that had a pack of Black and Mild. I wanted to send to him, but I left it outside.
ATL, you mean? It was
ATL.
ATL.
Still worked out.
Yeah.
We can still send that.
Yeah, I
to
gotta
him.
send that. Well, I kind of let the cat out of the bag. But anyway.
It's coming your way, Adam. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
that's it.
You know, we'll make sure that
God
gets
bless
to
him.
you. Compliments of Stogie Geek and Stogie Santa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a break and come back and talk about our smokes of the week. We'll be right back.
Is it warm or is it the scotch? Let me open the door up. I'll get the door. Is it warm?